my game of choice is something that some people here in the audio in the panel have mentioned already in the past. It's a game called Fallout, the very first one, Fallout 1. It is a role-playing game, and I would say it is the quintessential non-D&D but very dice-based role-playing game. One feature of Western RPGs is it's heavily based on dice mechanics. If you're at all familiar with rolling dice in a role-playing game like D8s, D4s, D12s, D20s with a proper computer RPG, you can feel the dice rolls happening. It doesn't happen in front of you. You don't see the stats happening. I mean, there are some games I think nowadays that actually do show you the dice rolls, but with classic RPGs, you know the dice are being rolled in the back somehow, and the results are being transmitted to you. Now with Fallout, it does have the feel of that. One thing about Fallout 1 is that it's based on a post-apocalyptic setting where nukes have happened and people have gathered in what they call vaults. For those of you who want to catch up on the lore, you can watch the Amazon show Fallout. It's a really good rendition of the world. But yes, Fallout 1 is one of the classic CRPGs because the nice thing about it is it utilizes something very essential to computer RPGs, which is stats. And those stats really do affect your character. If you roll your stats, your strength, put all your points in strength, you become a brute. You don't have enough points for your intelligence, so every solution you are a hammer and they are all nails. If you roll a character that is intelligent, you can talk your way through almost every encounter. You can talk to every single one of them. You can find out their motivations. You can say, oh, so you have this problem with me? Let's talk it out. I can bribe you. You're just attacking me because you don't have the money. You need my money. Okay, here's some money. Just go on about your way. You can go through so many different ways on the game, and your main objective is because of your vault being all these people that have lived underground and have for generations survived because of the nuclear blast. Your water purifier chip has gone bad, and you have to go out into the world outside and try to look for a functioning water chip so that you can replace the water purifier machine in your vault so that people will continue to survive. Now, the vault leader has assigned you the task of going out into the world where it's less irradiated now. It's not clean just yet, but there's two-headed cows out there. There's gigantic scorpions about to kick your ass. But yes, you have to go out there and find a working water chip, and you only have 150 days before the water runs out in your vault, and that is a hard time limit. Of course, there's a way to bypass that, but the original concept is you are going out there to try to find a way to get your vault to survive and encounter so many things up in the wasteland, so many adventures, so many people to interact with. One thing about computer RPGs is that there's a plethora of actors who have done voice acting in computer RPGs in the past. Patrick Stewart has done characters in Lands of Lore, if I remember correctly. But in this game, it is the vault leader is voiced by the guy who plays the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, in the TV series, the one with Linda Hamilton. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah. Perlman.
Yeah, Ron Perlman. Yeah,
Ron
yes.
Perlman.
Leader is done by Ron Perlman. One of the characters, one of the town leaders here is voiced by Richard Dean Anderson, MacGyver himself. So it's little tidbits like that enhance it. And the thing about it is it does turn-based movements in hexagonal style too. So classic tabletop game players can get a feel of what it feels like to do an actual tabletop game. Warhammer, hexagon-based games and everything, hex-based games, you will enjoy playing this on a turn-based basis. And it has the you can target parts of your enemy's body for you to hit. So if your enemy's right there and you choose to target the enemy's right arm because he's holding on to a gun on that one, if you target his arm, you disable that arm and he won't be able to use that gun anymore. It runs on percentages. That's the thing about it. And you can use other skills there like your doctor, medic, stealth, pickpocketing, and all that. They are all available to you depending on the skill points that you allocate to them. So if you one of the skills that I forgot what it's it's jibbing. Basically, if you kill somebody, they explode in bits and pieces of meat all throughout. So it's always that. So you don't have anything to loot after, but it's an insta kill, so you don't have to worry about it. So it's quite an adventure. It's post-apocalyptic, and it started off my obsession with listening to 1940s music, because the main theme song of this is sung by the group in the 1940s called the Ink Spots. Maybe the title of the song is Maybe, and it is a haunting melody. If you listen to it, you just listen to it and say, oh my god, this fits the whole thing so well. And now I have it permanently on my Sirius XM list. The 40s Junction. I listen to 1940s music all the time, aside from my other
Navy.
Yeah, exactly. So
in the
music,
Navy.
country music. You would not think that I, as a Filipino guy, I'd listen to that kind of stuff. You'd think I'd listen to K-pop or whatnot, but I listen to all these crazy things, and they're all influenced by my game playing of computer RPGs. Heck, my knowledge of classical music is only as far as what Looney Tunes showed, but I digress. So
the Wabbit.
That's about as far as I know in terms of opera. So or still anyway. But yes, now the thing about Fallout is all of these skills are available to you. You allocate points based on the level that you go up on, and they are all useful. Make no mistake, there is no throwaway skill here. If you want to utilize a particular skill, you have to build up to it. You have to build that skill, and they are all useful in the gameplay. And spoilers, at the very end of it, the game is I think 20 years old at this time. It's past the statute of limitations for spoilers. At the very end of it, you do get the water chip. You get to bring it back into the vault, but at the very end, the vault leader says you can't come back anymore. You've seen too much. You have to go out into the wasteland, live your life, because once you go back into the vault and tell people of your experiences, everybody will want to go out and experience what you experienced. What's the philosophical situation on that one? Eric, the men in the cave, I think, the shadows on the wall. I forgot what it's called.
I know the concept, not the
where there's people in the cave who know nothing except the shadows on the wall, and once one steps out and experiences what's happening in the outside world in reality, they're blown away. When they come back, people inside of the cave will not believe them, or they will just call him insane. So in this case, that's what happens to you at the very end of it. You help so many people, you destroy the big bad, you go through on so many adventures, and at the very end you save the entire vault, and you get kicked out of it to wander the wastelands for the rest of your life. It is quite an experience, honestly. And Fallout 1, I would say, is seminal when it comes to storytelling. The Baldur's Gate is great. All these old games like Wizardry, Ultima, Might and Magic, they're also great. But this one hits you in your melancholy core. So Fallout is the game to play if you want a great mix of storytelling, action, building stats, building characters, finding out how you interact with one person, as opposed to if your build is this way, you can pickpocket him and take his key instead of, rather than talking to him or bash his head in or whatever. It's the pure essence of computer role-playing game, dice-based. You can feel it in the background. It's an amazing experience for anybody who wants to feel the essence of computer role-playing games as opposed to JRPG.
Now remind me, Joel, by the way, I never finished it, so it's really cool to hear what I didn't get there. Although I think the moral of this story is don't help other people.
No good deed goes unpunished. Yes.
Yeah. But tell me if I'm wrong, because I thought there was it might be a perk in one of the later versions where when you can choose to blow them into chunks when you kill them.
Yes,
but
that's exactly it.
But there was no role play. There's no game. I thought, because you'd mentioned that there was a gameplay element to it, but I thought it was just like, I just want to see people explode, and so you'd put points into it. Is that that's what it is, right?
Yes, precisely, exactly.
So funny.
It's
I just want to see things explode. Okay.
Exactly. I mean, if you want to go that direction, you can.
You can't do in a JRPG game.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna allow that in a JRPG. No. Mm-mm. All right, so that's my game of the episode, Fallout 1, and I hear Fallout 2 is great too. I've gone through it but not finished it like you, Eric. But I'm going through Fallout 3 right now, and I will go through New Vegas very soon. All of them so far have been amazing with what I've seen so far. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of it I would just enjoy the entire series for what it is.